Good morning, Lockpod listeners. Welcome to Lockpod Season 7, Episode 21. Don't worry, it's not just me, John, and Jill. The locomotive is on his way in. Just took a little break, and he's had an interesting morning already. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, but most importantly, we've got a great guest on after the right around 8:10 or so, about the next 40 minutes, and that's Jessica McClellan, who is the state treasurer candidate, and she's really amazing. I've gotten to know her. I know the mayor has gotten to know her on the campaign trail, and she's really going to be a great guest and really interesting woman, and has a great story. She's the current Monroe County treasurer. But we're going to talk about all kinds of things before then, including this wacky tweet that Todd Young tried to. Actually, funny thing, look, it is going to be a big Twitter day, John. We're going to talk about
Huge Twitter day. And Elon just bought Twitter.
Excited or not excited about that?
I'm thrilled. Thrilled. You can imagine. Maybe I'll get back on social media now.
Uh-oh. Well, yesterday we followed you. Lockpod followed you.
Hey, good morning, Tom.
There he is.
Tom's in the house.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We're live.
We're live on the internet. Live on Twitter, now owned by Elon Musk.
Morning, everybody.
Is that a pretzel rod in your mouth?
I didn't think you were on yet. I'm sorry.
What's in your mouth?
Starburst.
Starburst. All right.
Wait, what color?
I don't know.
Oh.
You just
They're,
grab-
All right.
Oh, Starburst
Big
with
ones.
3 jelly beans.
No, they're Starburst.
Breakfast
Those
of
Starburst
champions.
jelly beans?
They're in your office, man.
Oh, wow. All right.
Morning,
Good.
everybody. Welcome to Belgium's top-rated podcast.
We were just talking about Twitter and the fact that Lockpod finally followed the notorious LMP and John yesterday.
Yeah, it only took like
Oh,
after
really?
170 episodes.
Jesus.
Congratulations,
But I haven't
John.
been on Twitter since 2018.
Well, I know that Lindsay was kind of like, it's about time.
Yeah. I left after they banned Trump.
Isn't it cool though that we only follow 5 people? We follow Tom, me, Tom's campaign, John, Lindsay.
I think that's 5 too many.
That's supposed to
Imagine if it was 0.
be. Yes.
How cool would that be?
I think it's cool to follow like less people, right?
I think so.
Jill, weren't you saying before we got on that like Kentucky Fried Chicken follows
I'm
like,
Googling it right now.
and they follow like 6 people or something, and 5 of them are the Spice Girls, which I think is kind of
Who's
cool.
the 6th?
Hold on.
Probably
I'll
Colonel
have this
Sanders.
information momentarily.
Colonel Sanders, I think.
Well,
Who knows?
Anyway, good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Welcome to Lockpod.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I went through heroic measures to be here, by the way.
Yeah, you did.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
You all right?
I was driving long ways in the middle of the night, though.
I let
Yeah.
chat know that you were taking a bathroom break. We're going to see how long it took you to get here. So
Yeah.
It was only a minute.
It was
2.
a minute. I mean,
Speaking of long...
thanks for telling everybody about my bowel movements. I appreciate it.
Sounds
I
healthy.
didn't say
Indiana.
anything. I said bathroom break.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean,
just
that's
assumed,
basically the same thing.
No. You
Yeah,
could've just
dude.
been taking a whiz.
I don't
Yeah.
tell people. I don't tell people when you're going to the bathroom.
Oh, that's true. I'm just saying that I just said bathroom break.
You could have been washing your face.
Yes. Freshening up.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I was freshening up. There you go.
All right.
But I did go through heroic measures to get here. I was in southern Indiana
Banjo,
last
John.
night. Last night. Oh, are we doing Maritime on the Road?
Yes,
All
let's
right.
do it.
All right, let's do it.
Sorry, that's the
Let's
air
go
raid.
with-
That's the air raid button.
We
We're
have
gonna
no
do that
banjo?
later.
Wait, do we get another button?
Oh, yeah. We got a couple buttons coming. John, did you do that other one I asked about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Can I just say that after spending 2 weekends in Tennessee this month, this is the Northern Man's banjo.
Northern
Oh.
man banjo.
All right.
It sounds banjo-ish to me.
We'll take it.
I'm a northern man, though.
Southern man yesterday, man.
I was a southern man yesterday, but we're still in the north.
We'll talk about, it's just amazing to me how much you've been on the road. Like just between, we were here on Tuesday at the podcast.
It shouldn't be. You're the one that scheduled it.
That's true, but
It's
I mean,
not amazing.
I'm
It's like,
amazed.
it's amazing that I actually followed through with your plan. How about that?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Tell us where you were.
Well, we did Tuesday's show, and then since then I did Cherville Democrat of the Year. I was the keynote speaker in an amazing lineup, recognizing an amazing Democrat in Lake County, Michelle Feynman, who's the director of elections and registration. She is the Democrat of the Year, and
There you are, speaking
Yeah,
at the
that's me.
Cherville. You
that
got
was a good
John?
lineup. Though we had Congressman Frank speaking. We had
Robin Arvanitis from
Robin
Sher-
Arvanitis, Cherville Town Council.
Jim Weezer,
We had Jim Weezer, the Lake County Chairman.
Tom Schmidt. Yeah.
Tom Schmidt, of course, who was running the event. It was a great, well attended.
Michelle has a great family. They're all
Yeah,
there.
we were at the table with them. It was nice.
They go by the MFers.
The MFers.
They're all their initials are all MF.
Yeah,
That's great.
I did.
Husband, wife, kids.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then there was a joke about MFers by the chairman.
By the chairman.
It was a good joke.
It was a good joke.
It was about one of the people was a friend of mine, so
Yes.
I didn't laugh. But I was like, "Oh, that was a good joke."
It's a good joke.
I didn't laugh or clap or anything because, one of my friends is the target of that joke. So,
Yeah.
right.
Understood.
Gotcha. Anyway, so we did that Tuesday night. Wednesday, I hit the road again. So Tuesday I was home, which is nice. I have to cherish these days when I'm back in the region because the rest of the time I'm hitting it hard. I went to Anderson, Madison County, right in the middle of the workday.
So that is like eastern Indiana. Is that fair?
No, it's more like
Northeast of
central.
Indiana, northeast of Indianapolis.
It's I guess it is northeast of Indianapolis. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so central, north, a little bit to the east. But they were Democratic city, Democratic mayor. By the way, the former mayor's name of Anderson, Indiana, before this guy.
I do know this.
McDermott.
No.
No.
Close. Look across
Republican.
the table.
Kevin Smith
Yes.
was the guy's name.
Across the table.
Yeah, it's Kevin's long lost brother.
Such a rare name.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
It happened. He made it big.
Throw a rock and hit a Kevin's.
Yes, he made it big. Here's some pictures from Anderson, though. Those are cool.
Zane was there.
Yeah, big crowd.
Janine running for Congress. She's great. They're both great. And then a young lady running for state senate who's probably going to be elected state senate. I forgot her name. I want to say it was Dana, something like that.
Zane, of course, our candidate for auditor, been on the show.
So anyway, I start off in Anderson, and then I bounced, which is, by the way, 2.5 hour solid drive, maybe
Yeah, I was gonna
closer
say
to
almost
actually
3.
3.
Yeah.
So 3 hours. Then I do that. That's like an hour and a half. Then I do a 2.5 hour drive to South Bend, where I'm going on ABC News. So it's important.
That is important.
Yeah. So I went up there and I talked about being a South Bender for 3 years.
Yeah, you were there.
Castle Point Apartments. Yep.
Oh, they
Shout
love
out.
that, I bet, right?
Shout out Castle Point Apartments.
I think you're going to win Castle Point Apartments.
I want to win overwhelmingly in Castle Point Apartments, especially those living on Enchanted Forest, which is where I
I
live.
love those street names.
1313 Enchanted
Whoa.
Forest Drive. That's right. That was my
How'd you
place.
pick that one?
I don't know.
1313,
Yeah,
Enchanted It was you and Marissa. You
That was where we got-
Enchanted.
That's where we cranked out Tommy.
It was an it was an Enchanted. I'm sure Marissa appreciates
So
that.
Kevin-
Marissa cranked out Tommy. Let's
There you
be
go.
honest, right?
All right.
I did my part
Apparently.
Kevin.
on Enchanted Forest Drive.
on Enchanted Forest Drive.
Some enchanting evenings.
Yep, it was enchanting.
You know.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, Kevin, don't talk about Tom being in the bathroom, but let's talk about him cranking out.
Yes,
Tommy.
that's right. See how things are. When he brings it up, it's okay.
Yeah, nobody wants to picture me going to the bathroom, guys.
Well,
Like,
maybe they want to
But
picture you cranking out Tommy.
No one wants to
either.
picture you cranking.
all right. So anyway,
Interview was good.
ABC News was good.
Yeah.
They previewed it. I think that means that I'm like doing a good job because they did the tonight we're going to speaking live with
Oh,
Mayor
nice.
Thomas McDermott from Hammond, a Democratic
Kinda
nominee.
cool,
for,
right?
Yeah. Then it was like a preview of me standing there like, hey, what's up? I never know what to do. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Like, am I supposed to dance now?
Like,
or what?
I gotta have something like that.
Gotta have something.
Like a little two-step.
Well, I don't know. Maybe just like a
The Hoosier
wink or
two-step.
The
yeah.
Hoosier two-step.
No, that's a critical.
Yeah,
that's
that's not gonna
that's
work,
criticism.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have to figure out my little gig there, what I'm going to do.
But
But
they intro you.
so then I hauled ass from South Bend, and went backwards to Elkhart. Backwards meaning further away from my home. I'm doing that again this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure who the logistics person for my campaign is, but I think it's the guy that shares a former name with the former mayor of Anderson, Indiana.
Sometimes we maneuver based on what other people's schedules are, not always yours.
I was complaining about this weekend. And I was
I
like,
mean-
I'm not doing this. Stop, Kevin. I'm just not, because it's going backwards. And then I see the chairwoman of South,
of second district.
Second District Chairwoman Laura, and she was like, Tom, you got to go to this event. It's going to be great. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go.
See, I get the bitching. The
Yeah.
bitching comes
And
this
then
way.
Then I MF Kevin the rest of the night. But yeah, I can't say
It is
no.
going to be a good event,
Right.
by the way. And Jason Critchlow, and I know Maureen Bauer, and
I'm gonna
all
be
your
there.
friends,
I'll
Mayor
be smiling,
Maurer,
and I'll be MF and Kevin
Yes.
underneath. The former
Yes.
mayor of Anderson, Kevin Smith.
the
That's
mayor,
who
the mayor of South Bend will be there.
Mayor of South Bend will be there. So anyway, I went to Goshen Theater, very beautiful, for jam packed. That's another thing. My audiences are getting bigger. Like,
Goshen's a great, nice town.
Democratic city.
Nice town.
Their mayor is really good looking guy, Jeremy Stutzman. Jill.
Why are you guys looking at me?
Well, I mean,
Well,
I'm not
we-
looking at John. I mean, like,
John,
Both
the
of
mayor's
you.
really good looking.
he is dashing. He is dashing. I'm
yeah.
telling you.
Look me in my eyes.
Jeremy Stutzman.
I would straight up say he's like a 10, 9 or a 10.
Wow.
He's a
All
good
right,
looking
ladies.
dude.
Where's the picture?
Or guys.
Pull
you
it
know.
up. Seriously,
Maybe
Jill.
John-
I want your expert opinion.
See, John just like rolled his eyes when Jill's like, pull it up.
Okay. What's the name?
This
What's
is
the
not
name?
Jeremy
in the notes.
Stutzman, mayor of Goshen.
Stutsman.
Yeah,
Jeremy
Mayor of Goshen.
Stutzman.
He's a former basketball
I
player.
think second term.
Played basketball. He is second term. Played basketball at Northwestern. See, look at that guy. He's
Heartthrob.
freaking dashing.
Whoa. Okay.
John even said, whoa.
let me-
Right?
John was like, whoa.
This?
He's a good looking
Him?
dude, right?
This guy?
Yeah. Jill.
He's all right.
All right.
He's all
I like.
right.
I like
he does
you, Mayor.
look tall.
Look at him.
He's
got this
tall. He
little
played.
vest on.
He's played college basketball. Of course, he's
Yeah.
tall.
What position?
I'm
I
not
don't know,
sure.
but I mean,
don't
college
know.
basketball,
wow.
you can't
Yeah,
be
look at-
short.
You're
He's
exposing
towering.
my lack of basketball knowledge.
Yeah, look at it.
Wait,
There
is
you
this
go.
him too with the man?
What? I didn't see
No,
that.
hard
Oh.
pass.
Is that him?
Mayor
Yes.
creates hair something
Hair
for
dare for good cause.
Good cause.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, that was for a good cause.
All right.
He's a good looking dude. Look at that one picture right there with the light blue suit on.
Tom's favorite.
He's got the slick back hair. Yeah,
Right
man.
here?
That guy's
Oh,
awesome.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Come on now. I like that guy.
All right.
If I swung that way, I would be swinging over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
Breaking news. Hit that button.
Again, things we don't want to see Tom doing.
Mayor Stutzman's like, no, thank you, Mayor.
Breaking news.
Oh, okay. Mayor has a crush on the mayor of Goshen.
The man. Maybe that was the answer to the man crush
Add it to
question.
the list.
Add it to the list.
Who's Mayor?
Okay.
Tom's man crush? Jeremy Stutzman.
He's a great mayor too, by the way.
Not John
And
Mayer.
So anyway, Goshen. This wasn't even part of the notes, by the way. I just
No.
confessed my love for the mayor of Goshen. So anyway,
You're gonna win Goshen now.
Mayor Alan Kaufman is another great mayor of Goshen.
A long time, right? Wasn't he mayor?
He was mayor for, I want to say, 4 terms at least, maybe 5. He was a longtime mayor. When I took over, he was a gentleman, like one of these senior mayors. It's like, Mayor Tom, why don't you come out here and we'll have lunch and
Cool.
talk to me and like told me,
It's a long time relationship.
and by the way, so Mayor Kaufman was like that with me, and also Mayor Olson, who's a former mayor of Portage, was like that with me. And then I passed it on, and I what is that called? Paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
I paid it forward many times, and I'm like that kind of mayor also, where I'm like a mentor mayor.
And it's interesting because since I've been with you so long, I've seen that. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
kind of this. Now when Tom's places, actually other young mayors come up and meet him, want to talk to him about
Yep.
being mayor, which is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
and that's all like paying it forward. Mayor Kaufman was like that with me, and then Mayor Robertson from Elkhart. Mayor Rob is also a former basketball player, by the way.
Whoa.
So I want to say Mayor Rob, the mayor of Elkhart, played basketball at, I want to say Northwestern. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's right. I want to say
Wow.
Big Ten for sure.
it was definitely Big Ten. And then then Mayor Jeremy of Goshen played basketball at Butler. So we have 2
Okay.
college basketball playing mayors.
Yeah, and
Those are
did
solid
Holcomb
schools,
play?
too.
Did Holcomb? play
Yeah,
basketball?
right. They're D1. No, Holcomb didn't play basketball.
He's tall.
He was in the
He
Navy.
likes
He
basketball.
was in the Navy.
That's his thing. He goes to
Yeah,
places
man.
and shoots.
I should do
shoots
that.
A hoop.
Okay, secret, guys. I suck at basketball, right?
You've not made that a secret though. Like
but
you,
what,
you,
no.
I've heard you,
You
say
know
that
what
in
we
a
do now?
speech.
I want to see how good my marketing team is. So we do like a bunch of shots of me, like in gyms around Indiana,
Mhm.
just
Where
like
you're making
shooting.
the shot?
And in real life, I'm like missing every time, right? It's air
Brick.
ball, but then you just showed the swoop.
Oh, like
I'm just popping them like from all over, and it's all camera work because I suck at basketball, right?
what if your form's bad?
It'll
Like-
be good. I'll
like
work
they
on
just,
the form.
I saw like on Monday Night Football where they do Eli and Peyton Manning. They had Vince Vaughn on, and they were like, "Remember in Rudy? You were in Rudy, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I love Notre Dame, Rudy." And they're like, "Did you make that pass? Were you that? When they brought you out, did you make that pass?" They're like, "No." They told me, "Vaughn, get in the huddle," and we got 2. It's during halftime of a real Notre Dame game. They said, "We got 1 shot at this. Go to the huddle, run as fast as you can off the field," and then they brought up like a double in to do the pass.
Time
Get
out.
out of here in the middle of a real game.
In the middle of a
How do
halftime,
I not know this?
halftime of a real
What, Joe?
Rudy.
Vince Vaughn is in Rudy.
Yes.
I was just saying the same thing. I feel like a bad Notre Dame guy.
Listen, arguably, I'm not a big Notre Dame person. Arguably, the best sports movie. Is
Whoa.
Rudy.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I agree. But I didn't know
Love
Vince
Rudy.
Vaughn was in it.
Who-
Hoosiers
No.
as well. Hoosiers.
Hoosiers
I
is
don't
great.
like Hoosiers.
Oh, my
I think
God,
it's
I like
overrated.
it. I like it. But do you like Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad. What
I've
is-
never seen
Love
it.
Breaking Bad.
No, what's
Oh,
the
wait.
one about the cycling?
Breakaway.
at night?
Breaking
Breaking
Away.
Away.
I've never seen it.
Bloomington.
I saw that in school.
Mm-hmm.
They showed me that in school. That shows you what California high school is like, or California school.
Oh, it's
It
good.
was high school, actually.
Good movie.
I know,
Breaking
but
Away.
why you show that? That's just being a lazy teacher right there.
It was like, you know
They're
what?
like,
Someone in here is
I'm
going to go to
hungover.
Indiana someday.
That's so crazy. I'm in California. They showed me Breaking
Someone
Away.
here will go to Indiana and become famous.
And by the way, I'm like driving on those streets all the time now.
See?
That's crazy.
That's why they showed it to you.
What are we talking about again? Oh, the mayors.
Yeah. No, you on the road.
Yeah. It started off with my crush, and then we just went off. So anyway, that was awesome of Mayor Kaufman, Mayor Roberson, Mayor Stutzman hosted. He couldn't be there because of
This is all Wednesday.
this is all one day. So Thursday, my logistics team's at it again. So I get back in way late because I'm like in Goshen, and it
Sure.
gets done. It was a long program, and I was in the front row. I couldn't leave. So I get back, it's late, and I'm salty because I'm like, I got it. Kevin's like, what time are we leaving tomorrow? And I'm like, 7 a.m., by the way, right? He's like, dude, that's not going to work. And then, Kevin's like, how about 6:30? And I'm like, God damn, dude, I haven't even packed. It's like late at night. I got to pack. Hi, Marissa. Hi, everybody. Haven't seen you in a couple of days.
Good night.
I got to freaking go to bed so I can wake up and leave and not see you guys again for a couple of days.
Well, then the funny thing was in the morning when I picked him up at 6:30, and by the way, this is so he could catch a 8:20 flight, and he wanted to leave at 7. And I was like, Tom, that's pushing it, man. What if we get traffic? He's like, okay, all right, so all right, fine.
So I was there
fine.
2
my
hours
God.
early.
But no,
you know?
so he gets in
Kevin
the
and I
car.
are kindred spirits.
So he
Really?
gets in the car. He's like, dude, you're not going to believe this. My alarm was an hour off.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was nuts. I have the cheapest alarm clock in America.
Apparently.
It's on the old-fashioned daylight savings time dates. So, like, we changed our dates. So just randomly, it'll change the clocks on you for 1 hour.
So
It happened to be that morning.
when you had to be in my car at
It's
6:30.
twice a year it does this. And
Right.
only once a year it does it the wrong way, which is move the clock backwards.
Right.
Right? So it moved it backwards, and I'm sitting there sleeping. And I always tell you guys, I never use an alarm. But if I have to wake up at 5 a.m., I use an alarm.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I'm sitting there, and I wake up. It's like 4:45. I'm looking at the clock, like, go back to sleep. I don't have to wake up until. Well, no, it was So, no, it said it was. Yeah, that was
said
right
it was
away.
5 and it was really 6.
Yeah. So, and I kept
It
trying to
fell
go back
back,
to sleep,
John.
but I couldn't. And then I had to wake up at 6, and I finally, like, I'm just going to get up at 5. And I look at my clock, it's like 6:05, and Kevin's
Mm-hmm.
picking me up at 6:30, and I barely packed.
Wow.
God, dude.
Right?
So that was my day
Time
yesterday.
to, Christmas list for Tom. New alarm clock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Flew,
I mean,
flew to
like,
Louisville.
You have that high-tech ring and all that other technology, and you still have an old alarm clock.
I do, but I don't use it, Jill. It's just a clock, so I can see it. But like, I use it. I set an alarm to wake up once a month.
Same thing. The alarm clock on my bed is the same alarm clock I had in high school.
Yeah, I don't use it.
I don't use it either.
I don't need it. I wake up every day.
Yeah.
So anyway, I flew to Louisville. Everything's going good. Got a one-way car rental because basically my plan was to fly to Louisville, set myself 5 hours of driving, and drive across the state and get back in time to do Lockpod.
Mm-hmm.
So I did New Albany and Floyd County, which was we had TV there from Louisville. We had other media there, and then I did Jefferson County, which is Madison. Now
Look at that crowd.
this is like a picture of my tracker's there, by the way.
Oh,
My
nice.
tracker. I got my second tracker in this one. He's
And Madison is in Jefferson County.
Yes, Jefferson County.
Along-
It's
so way
basically
south.
the first city built in Indiana, one of the first cities built in Indiana, because it's when you picture when Indiana was first created, the only really people came into Indiana through the river system, and it's the southern. It touches Ohio, basically. Oh, it doesn't touch. It's across the river from Ohio, but basically Madison's one of the oldest cities in Indiana, and for the first 50 years of Indiana's existence, it was one of the biggest cities in Indiana.
Interesting. So like River City,
Yeah.
Ohio River.
Right.
Really cool.
So what is this? What event is this?
This is a Mad Women event in Madison. So like
Oh,
Mad
they have
Men,
that-
John.
What
Scary.
a nice thing. Mad Women of Madison County.
Yeah, and they're awesome, man. So look at this event. It's jam packed. Madison's not a big city. It's bigger than Whiting. To give you a frame of reference locally, 7,000 people. I'm sorry, 11,000 people live in Madison. But you see this crowd on a work night, close to 200 people in there. And they were just lively, pissed off, mad women that are ready to vote against Todd Young on November 8th. So it was super exciting to see that,
Gave
man.
me the chills. A room full of mad women. Well, they were pleasant, obviously.
No, that's what they call themselves from Madison.
Right.
Just
They
like
were-
Mad
weren't
Men.
pleasant.
They were pissed.
They're method people.
I mean,
They're
they
like
are angry.
really upset.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they are like motivated. I mean, what's the right word? They are pissed about what's happening.
They named themselves Mad Women for a reason.
Yep.
Right.
What's the McDevitt?
Yeah,
I saw that green sign. I'm like, wait, she doesn't have green.
Yeah,
signs.
she's running for state rep.
Look at that.
She's great.
McDermott,
Nancy.
McDevitt.
Yeah, Nancy, and I love her sign.
Matt
by the
Fife,
way.
I see him up there. He's running
Matt
for
Fife,
Congress.
he's
in
awesome.
9th
He was
District.
at
He's really
both
good.
events with me yesterday.
Yeah, I see him there on stage.
We had lunch
I see his
together.
head.
Yeah, it was great. So yesterday, but the problem was, I committed myself to stay for the whole event because at first they knew I had to drive home last night, right? So basically, I had a 5-hour drive in front of me, and I got out of there. It just got dark. So like, yeah, I love
Fun.
Lockpod. That's the moral of the story.
Wow.
Like, the only reason I had to be back, the only reason I didn't crash in Southern Indiana last night is because of this show.
And
We're
how long
glad
is that
you made
drive?
it.
5 hours.
Whoa.
It's a long way.
That is a long. There you are on stage.
Yeah.
MW, Mad Women.
It was awesome. My tracker, it looks like my tracker took that picture. It's exactly where my tracker was sitting.
Maybe. How do you know we're not getting our stuff from your?
I'm
tracker?
telling you, it literally looks like where my tracker was sitting.
All right, so I'm
find
looking.
For those of you,
So he's 4 rows, 5 rows back.
he's right behind that guy right there.
Right behind the guy that looks like.
Pull in on it.
in
Pull.
the plaid.
That looks like Brian
No,
Perosco.
pull in on him
No, it
in the
doesn't.
plaid. That's
Oh,
him.
in the plaid.
Yep.
I've seen that
Where's
guy
the camera?
before.
Do you see the camera?
No.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Both of my trackers are nice guy. For those of you that aren't aware what a tracker is, these are people hired by Senator Todd Young to follow me around with their camera on. And that happens.
We haven't quite figured out what they do with that information, but
I think
What's the difference between a tracker and a stalker?
it's pretty close. One gets paid, one doesn't. How
Spelling.
about that?
The spelling.
Okay.
Yeah, one gets paid, one doesn't. These guys are getting paid by Todd Young's campaign to follow me around. And if I get pissed off, tell somebody, get lost or
Right.
something, and I don't say lost,
give a hoot.
then they have video of me.
What a hoot.
What a
Hoot.
If you say what a
Todd
hoot,
Young
they
saying he's
tape it now.
transparent. What a hoot. All right, we got to get moving.
Let's do some ads. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
And then we got
Jessica coming in.
Jessica McClellan coming in. But Lockpod's under attack. We're going to come back with that. And then Jessica McClellan's going to close out the show with us. So let's get through these ads real quick, guys.
Tri Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Tri Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years, dedicated to assisting our clients with their systems integration needs. Tri Electronics has the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Tri Electronics today at 800-722-6793.
Powering America. The Lake County Electricians Training Center is seeking applications for the Electrical Apprenticeship Program. If you're a person who enjoys working with your hands in a challenging and ever-changing environment, the Electrical Apprenticeship might be for you. This apprenticeship opportunity provides tuition-free education along with paid on-the-job training. Successful applicants will be looking to make a long-term commitment in their new careers. To learn more about the apprenticeship programs, please visit apply697.com.
Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing, sign solutions, and
There it is.
damn right, metal business cards.
Got better since Tuesday.
Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you. One's in Munster, and the other is in Hammond, Indiana. That's right.
Calumet Brewing. We welcome you to try Michelob Ultra, superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a light citrus aroma and a crisp, refreshing finish. Check out our social media for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious taproom and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private events like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. We're conveniently located just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
All right.
All right. So Todd Young, in his attempt to be a human being, keeps on failing.
This was my favorite tweet of the week.
So, his campaign staff's in his ear because, let's be honest. He and I debated. I wanted to celebrity boxing match him.
Didn't work.
Turned it down.
Yeah,
right?
that's a better way to say it.
Right.
Turned it down.
Cowardly. For a Marine, you would expect him to kick my ass.
I'll kick a squid's butt.
Right?
Right.
He should have lost his Marine credentials right then and there. Mm-hmm. A Navy guy challenging a Marine to a celebrity boxing match and the Marine saying, silence.
Crickets.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I challenged him to 9 debates.
Right here, you did that.
Right? He turns them down.
Turn those down.
Indiana Debate Commission jumps in and says, you guys have to debate twice. The Debate Commission, for God's sakes, the bipartisan organization. Todd Young turns him down. So then finally the Debate Commission says, Senator Young, can you please do 1 debate? And he says,
please.
under these conditions, it has to only be an hour. They said, fine. You know, it's got to be really confined, 1 minute opening, 30-minute closing. They said, fine. He said, it's got to be on black and white TV. They said, fine. He didn't say that, actually, I'll be honest. But I'm surprised it wasn't on black and white TV, right?
Maybe it was. Those that had black and whites.
So anyway, we finally debate one time, and I kicked his ass. I mean, let's be honest. I kicked his ass, and he looked so bad. He completely screwed up his campaign that night. He should have never accepted that one debate.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why they only did 1.
That's
Can you imagine
right.
if there was another one coming? He'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. If we had 9, it would be like each round is
It'd
worse
be that
and worse.
boxing match that didn't happen.
It would be like that boxing. He should have just taken the boxing match. Because if he kicks my ass in a celebrity
and
boxing
by the way,
match,
it was like a year and a half ago.
I probably would have never run for Senate because he beat me up so bad. I would have been like, I can't take a second beating.
Even if
from
he
this
lost
guy.
at the boxing match, he could still he's got a year to come back. A year to be like, okay, I lost that, but I'm still a good guy.
I'm a good senator, though. I'm not a good boxer. So anyway,
This tweet is just
so his staff is all over him.
sure.
Like, Senator, you got your butt kicked. You got to do something different. You got to be like more of a human being, Senator Young. So they're like, well, he's like, well, how do I be a human being? And they said, why don't we do this?
What do normal people do? I know.
Normal people pump gas, Senator. So why don't you, to be normal as possible, why don't you go there and I'm going to take a picture of you and acting like we're pumping gas.
And we'll go up in the region where it's really gritty
Senator.
and
We'll go to Gary.
Yeah.
And we'll take a picture. And I want you to go up to the gas pump.
He fits right into Gary.
Right.
You know,
So
he's
Senator Young's like, okay, I'm not going to wear my suit coat. They're like, yeah, roll up your sleeves.
He's all
okay.
buttoned up.
So he
Doesn't
rolls
look
up.
very region at all, by the way.
And he goes up to the gas pump and he's like, how do these things work? And they say, you go up and you grab the handle. And he goes like this. And he's like, okay. And they say,
Take a
yes.
picture now.
Take a picture now. And he's like holding it intently. And then they snap a picture.
His sleeves are so long. Look at that.
Those are long sleeves.
Ugh.
But
Terrible
so
fashion.
the worst thing is, so he poses it and like,
That fashion
this is me
statement.
being a human being, being angry about gas, just like human beings are angry, right? And then they posted it. And it went viral. They got everything they wanted out of it.
Well, the funny thing, it went viral negatively, right? I mean,
gosh.
his Twitter page literally, like when he posts something like, "Hey, I'm here campaigning," he gets like 7 likes, a couple comments. This one literally got 9,700 plus comments, and it was all like
They must have been
hilarious.
great. They must have
were-
been great
They
comments.
were so funny, John. I don't know if you even have a couple, but like,
This is my favorite one.
all right, give me the
Pull
favorite.
this up here.
What's that?
Maybe don't blow all your money on an invisible car and you'd have gas for it.
Yeah. So these staffers, they don't even put the car in it, right? And-
Idiots.
Hey, look at this. There's
Like,
no car
Senator,
in
stand
sight.
there acting like you pump gas. This guy hasn't pumped gas in 20 years. Let's be honest. He has no idea even how this thing works. He probably thinks he's pumping gas like that. He's like, do you hold the handle like this?
Do I stare into this screen? What does this screen say?
Yeah, why is he staring at the screen?
He's like,
so
is that a-
It's like
intently?
is it
How much is
Poltergeist, the
coffee
movie
here?
with the TV and the little
Yeah,
girl?
it must have been a game on, right, Joe?
So, like, this is somebody that tweet. This is a comment. Some of the replies were great. Brian Cohen, here, take this photo of my aggressive stance toward a gas pump and no car in sight. Keith Olbermann, right?
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yes, you got bigger problems, bub. Somebody stole your car.
Wow.
Somebody done stole your car. Muffet McGraw, famous Notre Dame
Wow.
basketball coach.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Probably should have voted for that lower fuel cost bill to stop price gouging then, huh? You're more interested in partisanship than creating a better future for Hoosier families.
I'm working real hard to get Muffet McGraw to follow me.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Todd Young really might be out there driving Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy's invisible boatmobile. Where's the vehicle? Do you run on unleaded gas? I wonder what was going on in 2020 that made that gas so cheap. Does anyone remember? There you go.
Yeah, it's funny, huh?
At least he spelled Gary right.
And I think
Yeah, he didn't.
he did. He didn't spell it like he did Maryville.
He didn't say it was another city.
And James Briggs, by the way, from the Indy Star, did rip on his sleeves. Thank you, James. Everyone's talking about how there's no car and missing the fact that the senator's sleeves are way too long. look, all I'm saying is that the car might be inside one of those sleeves.
You almost want to just delete the tweet at this point.
Yes, but they didn't.
At what point do you delete it?
At what point do you delete the tweet?
Give me credit
You
for
can't.
deleting bad tweets. At least I do it when I know it's like hitting
It's an
wrong.
acknowledgement of a bad tweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's respectable.
You're like, sorry, America, I fucked up.
Nope,
And I'm
we're
pulling
leaving
it
this
down,
up.
right?
We're
Nope.
leaving this up, man.
Right, we're viral. Good job, Senator Young. Hey, I got bad news, everybody. John, Lockpod is under attack.
what?
Still or again or
Lockpod is under attack.
Sound button. Take cover. Jill, get under the table.
I need my military helmet.
What's this siren, man? Should we
That's
do
a good
anything?
one. No, I love that. Leave that on. Oh, crank it up. Crank it, John.
That's as
The
high
word,
as it goes.
that's the word of the.
All right, we're losing viewers. I was thinking a
Waking them
different
up.
siren. I'll be honest with you. That's I
Oh,
guess
I
that's
like
an
that.
air raid
What?
siren.
That's an air
That
raid.
is an
That's a
air raid
perfect
siren.
air raid
That,
siren.
it is. I was thinking more like my alarms in the Navy was like bang, 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 bang.
That's like an alarm
That's
clock.
an
That's a
alarm.
gong.
No,
That's
it's
a
like
gong.
get your ass out. Shit is going down, right?
You don't want that sound on the. on the
Okay,
side?
air raid siren's good. I like
thought it was good.
I'm a Navy guy though. I guess if you're in the Air Force, you'd probably appreciate that more than I do. As I'm a sub sailor.
It reminded me of like when there's like there's a tornado coming. There's a
Okay.
storm brewing.
But
Get
the
down.
tornado has hit. That's the problem.
All right. Well,
Lockpod is under attack.
under attack.
Boy, this has become more trouble than it's worth, huh?
Like, seriously, I have to pay money to be on Lockpod because we have to pay for Steve's income, and we all get taxed on it, except for Jill. Jill's doing it for the love of the game.
Thanks, Jill.
I mean,
heart of a champion.
John, are you doing it for the love of the game?
yeah, what am I doing it for?
The love of the game.
The love of the
The
game.
criticism.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's going on?
Lockpod is under attack. So obviously Todd Young knows he just got spanked in the last debate, and he needs to do something. So he goes up to the Indy Star and he says, Indy Star, you guys aren't doing any negative articles on Mayor McDermott, and it's not fair. We're 1 week away from an election. You guys got to start sliming this guy up. So Indy Star responds in kind. They do 2 articles. James Brigg does a slam piece on me that says basically I'm a shitty candidate. He says I'm not in it to win it, and I'm basically tone deaf. I don't understand what Hoosiers really want. It was not a nice piece, but whatever. That's welcome to the big leagues. I'm running for U.S. Senate, so I don't complain. I'm just saying, all of a sudden, bam, right after the debate, I get slapped by James Brigg.
hit job.
A hit job. And we don't even react to it. I didn't call up and complain. I just don't do that stuff, right? So next, we start hearing another reporter at the Indy Star who, and reporters are told what to do. Let's be honest, okay? Reporters aren't like, hey, I'm going to do a story on Lockpod. Reporters are told, I want you to do a story on Lockpod. It's pay for influence, ethical type of concern. Like the vendors that come on Lockpod are basically paying for ads on Lockpod to persuade me to do business with them. And in fact, in the article, they pointed out like Bernie Grisolia, who does a landscaping
who we
business.
mispronounced his name for a year and a half.
But he has a
And
landscaping
gave
business.
the wrong phone
And
number.
gave the wrong phone number
right.
for a whole year.
And by the way, he's not a vendor anymore. Notice, yeah, he's like, screw
No,
you
he's
guys.
not an advertiser.
Not an advertiser.
It's like, you guys mispronounced my name and gave the wrong number. I got better places to put my ad dollars.
Funny.
We're a real
God.
professional
I didn't even
operation.
think about that.
Great
That's
job,
hilarious.
Steve.
And I wonder
We're
why
blaming
he's.
Steve.
I wonder why he's not a
Advertiser
anymore. So anyway, they brought him up though, saying that he advertises on the show, and then he got promoted to deputy fire chief shortly thereafter, as though they were related. It's like, yeah, you did $1,000 advertising on a show where that makes me pay more taxes myself because you do that. And I did, thank you for that $1,000. I'm going to promote you to
You know
deputy
what?
fire chief now. What the hell is this ridiculous bullshit?
The examples were such stretches. I was like, are you kidding? Because maybe it's just because we know, and we know what the reality is.
Right.
But it just is. It was just a stretch.
The article asks you to consider, does a $60 podcast ad garner political favor? It is so unreasonable.
Okay, so, and obviously this is a hit job because they're pissed off because Todd Young got spanked and embarrassed in a debate. This is all as a result of the debate that was a week and a couple days.
All the negative came after the debate.
All of it in the Indy Star in particular came after the debate. So obviously Todd is butthurt because he got embarrassed in front of Indiana. And a U.S. Senator should have performed better, let's be honest. Okay? That was the most shocking thing to me is he appeared as though he's mailing it in that night. Like it was a bother to him to debate other candidates running for election. That's the thing. Todd's a smart guy. I know how this guy feels about issues. He didn't show up ready to debate that day, which tells me he didn't prepare or he didn't care.
Or he didn't think he needed to. And it was hard for him to give an actual answer.
Right.
On a question, like a definitive answer. Just say yes or no.
So he goes to the Indy Star. Indy Star's hitting me now with bullshit articles, which is part of the game. I'm not complaining. So now they're saying that LockPod is an ethical concern, that I would have to conduct myself differently as a U.S. Senator. I can't communicate with my constituents this way. This is too, one of the major problems in America. I hear it all the time. When I'm on the road, I hear people come up to me and said, the first thing you need to do when you get to the U.S. Senate is stop these damn podcasts, and these politicians and their podcasts are ruining our country. I've never heard that one freaking time.
We don't want to know what you're really like.
Right?
We don't want to hear about the issues.
We'd rather you get paid off by multi-million-dollar corporations. Mm-hmm. By the way, what's the ethics expert saying about that? Amen. Todd Young takes $700,000 from the pharmaceutical industry and votes accordingly, and my podcast is the big concern.
Well, $700,000 from Big Pharma and screws over people that need insulin.
In our podcast, it makes $20,000 a year, none of it which comes to us. I haven't made a penny off of this podcast in 7 seasons, and we have to pay taxes so that we can cover the one employee we have, which is Steve.
Yeah, independent contractor Steve, our business agent.
Our business agent.
Speaking of Todd Young, this is what I thought of after I read the article.
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.
I love it. See, my guy in the soundboard.
Tom's soundboard, man.
I like the soundboard.
Do that one again.
Yeah.
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.
You got to keep that.
That's for sure.
That's when it makes the final
soundboard.
Thank you, Todd. That one makes the final cut.
So, they pulled it. Okay, they pull out this ethics expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to look the dude up. He's like this guy, Abe Schwab from Purdue, Fort Wayne.
It sounds like he runs a life insurance company.
Yeah, right. And so he's running. This is interesting, right? The ethics expert who goes, that's his website. There he is. Abraham P. Schwab, PhD, Dr. Schwab.
Interesting.
This is Dr. Schultz.
I would
Dr.
definitely
Schwab.
hire that guy. I like the sound.
He's got a nice forearm.
He gives this opinion, right? He gives this opinion about how, we got ethics problems in politics. This dude is running for Allen County School Board. Allen County School Board, right? And by the way, he's not doing yard signs because he doesn't think that really gives what his positions are on the issues. Yard signs don't reflect that. 2, he's not taking any money. I'm going to do a moneyless campaign. But even worse, this is the comparison I'd make. Abe, you've got kids. They're in the schools. Doesn't that present an ethical concern that you're rooting for their school over the other elementary school or their extracurriculars instead of your other extracurriculars? Stuff. Maybe he should get rid of his kids.
I see what you're doing, Kevin.
It's
a stretch.
It's just this is how absurd it is.
Yeah.
The dude wants to, he wants to run for school board. He's got kids in the schools. Man, you better not do that. That's an ethical. I have an ethical concern. You have children in the schools, and you're going to vote for their schools and fund their schools over mine. What the? It's just.
It is bullshit.
Come on, man.
And I'm not mad at the reporter because she was told what to do. But this is all as a result of the debate that we had where I took our U.S. Senator and in 1 hour I embarrassed him in front of the state of Indiana. No. And now because of that, the knives are out and they're coming at me, and that's part of the game. I expect it.
Poor LockPod is under attack.
But LockPod thrown under the bus.
You make a good point. When I read this article, this is why there are so few good stewards in politics. Because they run and they get shit shoveled at them 24/7.
I know. I'm getting shit shoveled at me because I want to communicate with constituents.
It's unbelievable.
This show is a communication tool from an elected official and friends to Indiana. And people are listening to it and people like it. And now it's a big concern.
But Tom,
and Todd Young, you could take $700,000 from the pharmaceutical industry and vote to screw over Hoosiers by not lowering prescription drug prices or capping the cost of Medicare. That's not an ethical concern. That's not going to be covered by the NDR.
What does Abe Schwab think about that?
Abe Schwab thinks that the biggest problem in America is LockPod. And these damn podcasts and these politicians talking to people, it's a major concern.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous
God forbid that you get your message out and we talk about. And by the way, it's not just about Tom's campaign. We talk about other things. We talk about
think about the people we've had on here.
Oh my God,
Donnelly.
Yeah.
We did
have Donnelly.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, he's working with the Pope. We had a guy working with the Pope in here, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but
I probably shouldn't say.
We had a libertarian on.
A libertarian, and we have a great candidate waiting in the green room as we speak.
Yeah.
So we should probably.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yes, please.
I think something like this also devalues the podcast it's an attempt to, because it's saying that advertisers are only on here to get political favor, it's designed to hurt. I mean, think about what that makes you guys feel. You work on a script twice a week. Think about how that makes me feel. I'm up at twice a week, 5 a.m. We're bringing this to people. No, they're here because this is reaching people. Mm-hmm. It's a unique, it's a fresh thing. And it's crazy.
And one more thing. I know we got to get Jessica in here, and I know she's been waiting, so I want to hurry. But I want to just say, like, it also belies the possibility that people want to advertise on the show because they think it's a good way to get their message out, or just like, hey, I love this medium that Tom selected. Let me support what he's doing.
It's not expensive, by the way.
Yeah, let me support what he's doing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
it's cheap for a reason, because we're going to mess up your ad. We're going to give the wrong name, the wrong phone number. That's why it's so cheap.
Assume in advance that
we're going to fuck something up. I mean, that's just part of the thing.
And by the way, last thing, Indiana Progressives had a great tweet on this. They said, Indy Star, do your damn job. And they had a picture of Congressman Banks. Congressman Banks' podcast.
Yeah, think about how many
advertising
political podcasts.
You know why you don't know about it? Because it sucks. Because he talks. So anyway, all right, let's move on. All right, we got
some ads.
I'll cover the first one. Could we get Jessica in?
Yeah,
Thanks.
Jill will get Jessica.
All right, I like this first ad. Marissa McDermott for Lake County Circuit Court. A message from Marissa McDermott for Lake County Circuit Court judge. Did you know that today is election day? And tomorrow? That's right, today and tomorrow. Early voting is going on in Indiana right now until November 7th. Don't let a flat tire, a sick child, a positive COVID test prevent you from voting. There are lots of early voting sites. Just don't forget your state ID. Your vote is your choice. Paid for by Marissa McDermott for Circuit Court Judge.
The Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including home, auto, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ronnie or Michael at 219-844-0103. Who's got the tough one?
Chris Jones. Chris Jones at Properties. Looking to buy your dream home? Chris Jones with at Properties can help. All across Northwest Indiana, it's still a great time to buy, with inventory available spanning all price ranges. If you're considering a sale, Chris Jones will get your house sold. To reach the #1 brokerage in the Chicagoland area, contact Chris Jones at Chris Jones, the at symbol, at properties. Yes.com. Fuck, I mess this up every time. Chris Jones at Chris Jones, the at symbol, at properties.com. That's Chris Jones, the at symbol, then the letters atproperties.com. Play it back, okay? But you can get there, I promise.
Like we told you, Chris, we'd screw it up.
Yeah,
but
right.
Thank you for your ad dollars.
That's why they're so cheap, Chris. Okay.
Cantrell and Cantrell Attorneys at Law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give them a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his lovely wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look forward to... Why do you guys always give me this one?
Yes, the tongue twister.
Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia. De todo corazón.
What do you guys laughing at?
What happened?
Someone in chat just put breaking news. Chris Jones was just named Hammond Police Chief.
Hammond Police Chief?
Yes. Like,
the joke,
our
pay for
advertisers.
Oh, God. I was like, what?
Tom's like, I didn't name it Police Chief,
That is
did I?
hilarious.
I'd never do such a thing.
That is a great one. Good job, whoever did that
It's
joke.
just
Who did
this-
that joke? That deserves recognition.
Phil.
Chris Jones.
Can we talk about things that really matter now?
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
very,
Might
very
start now.
pleased to introduce a friend of mine. I met her on a campaign trail. Feel like I've known her my whole life. She's the Monroe County Treasurer. She's our candidate, Democratic candidate for Indiana State Treasurer, Jessica McClellan. How's it going, Jessica?
Hey guys, it's going
Good
great.
morning,
Good to see you,
Jessica.
Tom. Good to see you, Kevin.
Thank you.
We
Good
never
to
see
you.
each other anymore.
No, we never do, and we're not
Right.
going to see each other tomorrow or the next day or
Yeah,
the day after
so
that. It's
tomorrow,
gonna be like
South Bend,
so
Fort
tomorrow,
Wayne.
yes, we have a very full day tomorrow, and
You doing LaPorte also?
yes, I am.
And
Go
South
on.
Bend.
Yeah, and South Bend.
See?
Yeah,
I know, but she's not going
She's a
backwards.
trooper.
She's not going backwards.
She's
though.
going
I'm
sideways.
going backwards.
She's
going sideways. It's actually probably easier for her to go back to South
All
Bend
right.
because you take 31 back home, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Eventually,
I
4
know.
hours later, you only have like an hour trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I brought my phone in here with me because in case we talk about the calendar, I'm going to need to look at it.
There you
because,
go.
I mean, I don't even know.
You're just
I,
going
I'm the
wherever.
same way.
Yeah.
I have no. I know what I'm doing tomorrow,
Yeah.
but outside of that, people always want to like make long range plans with me.
Oh,
Hey, like
right,
next
right.
Thursday, you got this. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? I have
Yeah.
no idea what I'm doing next Thursday.
Exactly.
I have no idea what I'm doing Sunday. Yeah. So how's it going?
It's going good. I stayed in Hammond.
Nice.
Yeah, last
thank
night.
you.
Yeah, did you vote for me?
definitely.
Oh, that's how we do it in Lake County. You can register like one night. You're legit.
Yeah. I'm a resident. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Courtyard Marriott over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
welcome
it was
to
really
welcome.
good.
to
You know that
Hammond,
whole
welcome
area
to
over
the
there
region.
was built by your favorite mayor of Hammond.
Yeah.
Well,
it
actually,
was-
on the other side.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Close
looked
enough.
at that.
The
yeah.
other side.
The other side of
when I
that,
took over, it was
where-
a problem neighborhood, and I bought it, demolished everything, and we built everything over there. I
Well,
didn't do it.
I think I
myself,
drove
but-
around in circles last night. Like my Google Maps just took me around and around and around before it finally got me there. So I probably drove through it.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
you did.
You saw my city.
So you've been, Jessica. I know you've been treasurer in Monroe County, which is Bloomington.
Yeah.
Is the county seat there since 2017.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
So
since 2017.
Second term.
Yep.
Okay.
In my second term, served 6 years. Yeah, and it was something that I really wanted to do, and I ran for it, and I had a primary, like I had a real election because
Your first race?
My first race, yeah, was
it a tough race?
It was a tough race. It was a tough primary, and I had
Who
a
was the
general-
person? I mean, like you don't need to name names, but were they
It
like from
was-
the office?
Yes, it was the chief deputy of the
Whoa.
treasurer's office.
Look at you, like a
And
hostile
were you
takeover.
working
Yeah,
in the? Were
yeah.
you working in the treasurer's office?
And I
then, too?
wasn't.
You weren't.
I was working in the assessor's office.
Ooh,
hostile takeover.
like dagger eyes between the assessor's
The
office
assessor's
and the
office
treasurer's
and the
office.
treasurer's
That-
office.
It was like
Yeah.
a battle.
Right. It was like I was on the first floor and treasurer's is on the second floor. So, we had that.
Wow.
Yeah, we had that first floor versus second floor. But no, it was good. It was a real race. And it was the first year Donald Trump ran.
Oh,
You know,
2016.
so it was a tough, that election night. Like I still remember that night.
I know what you mean.
where
Marissa got elected that night too, by the way.
Like you had
You and Marissa
happy,
have that
right?
in common?
I think we
Excited.
have talked about
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
Marissa, her first year running was the same year yours.
Same year, yeah. And you're like, oh, you feel so great, but boy, you're like, wow, we're in for a.
Jessica,
we
it's
were.
so funny you say that. That's exactly how I was so happy for Marissa, and I was watching TV just like, holy shit, Donald Trump just became president.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
We all
it was a
remember
crazy
that
year.
night.
There's one person in this studio that's happy with that.
Well, I mean,
We
I
try
don't
not
even-
to
I
talk
don't
to
even
him,
know
though.
anymore. I
Yeah.
don't even know if he is anymore.
No, I'll be honest. Remember 2 weeks before the election, the famous audio clip dropped?
Yeah.
The leak?
Yes.
I thought that's it for Trump. There's no way he
comes
wins
back
this.
from that. He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And yet he
Unreal.
did.
Unreal.
So, Jessica, one of the things that I've really appreciated and have heard you say on the trail a lot is just like your personal story. And like, you didn't like grow up thinking like, I'm going to be treasurer.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, you had a very interesting personal story, and you've said it on the trail a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of inspiring to say, to me, the message is, look, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Just, don't worry about bumps in the road.
Yeah.
Because eventually, things happen, and they happen for a reason. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a story that I never talked about when I first ran. And Shelley Yoder, State Senator Shelley Yoder, knew my story
I was
because
with her last night.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's great.
She is amazing, and she's a state
I mean,
senator, and she
she's-
ran against Todd Young twice.
She's going to run for
See?
governor.
For governor, okay. People,
I think so.
People have been asking me that.
I
too.
definitely think she is.
She's definitely got to be
I
in
was-
the mix.
I was telling
Uh-huh.
Kevin that last night when we were talking. I was like, Shelley Yoder's going to run for governor.
Okay,
She's
that-
going to run for senator, and she's going to be a great candidate. Tough to deal with because she's a badass.
She is a badass.
She's tough.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing scares her. She's been through everything. She has done everything. She's an inspiration. And she said to me, Jessica, you have to tell your story. And I'm like, no, I don't. Nobody wants to hear the story. And then I've been telling people about like what I went through with having kids, having little kids, and being in a bad relationship, and it involving domestic violence, and your partner getting he was arrested in Marion County in Indianapolis and put in jail there, which is not a fun place to be. And that I went home with the kids, and I had actually already had bags.
Where was home?
packed.
Was it
And
Monroe
I lived
County?
in the middle of the woods in Brown County.
Wow. Nashville.
Really?
I lived in
Like in Nashville?
No, it was outside Helmsburg.
Really? I love
It was
that part of the
middle
state.
of nowhere.
I was
mean,
talking about this with James Seniak the other day about
It's gorgeous.
yeah.
Beautiful
We lived
down there.
on like Lake Lemon has this kind of like little river that flows off of it, and we lived on like that river. It's
Wow.
called like Aqua Isle.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at these places we're learning about.
I know.
Helmsburg and Aqua Isle. That wasn't on the script today.
It's kind of a tongue in cheek that it's called Aqua Isle. I mean, it's not much of aqua or isle. It's more, I think like brown mud flats would have been a more accurate.
That's not as nice though. Yeah. Aqua Isle sounds so much better.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's like you're in Ireland or something. Yeah.
But part of it is like when you go through something like that and you go through the court system and you have to, drive up to drive up to Indy, go to court a whole bunch, had never been in court before. And then applying for programs like WIC and SNAP and Hoosier Healthwise and looking for housing and almost ending up in a domestic violence shelter kind of housing situation.
Gosh, that's so sad.
Yeah, but then finding regular housing and finding a job, like working jobs like selling Mary Kay, which is kind of
That's
like,
awesome.
love the
Entrepreneur.
Mary, yeah,
Entrepreneur.
selling Mary Kay, working as a seamstress, selling furniture, and just eventually finding government and being like, government help me. Government really went to bat for me. Like,
Were you already a college grad?
I was a college graduate. I was a college graduate. I have a great family. I had a great upbringing. Like anything can happen to someone that you never expected. That is the thing.
I think that's the story, right?
That is
That's
the
it.
story. Things happen to people that are just kind of happen out of the blue that you don't expect, and you can have the best background in the world, but you still need that leg up sometimes.
Well, and
that's my story.
Just even like the, you always hear criticism of these programs, right? Like SNAP and this and that.
Yeah.
And like, people are taking advantage of them. But I think your story just reminds people that so many people utilize these programs for good reasons and for important reasons.
Right.
To get them on their feet.
Yes, to keep kids off the street, to keep kids in a good school and clothed and fed, And I'm on the board for Hoosier Hills Food Bank, which is an awesome 6-county regional food bank. And that's the reason I'm on that board too, is because people need food.
That's super cool.
And that's the last help that people give up when they've been finding help in their community for all kinds of different things. Food is the last thing to go. It's the most common thing that they come back to needing a food source.
That makes
again.
sense. Right?
Yeah. And so
now tell me when you got your job. When did you end up in Monroe County? Because you ultimately went to work for the assessor's office.
After that happened with my partner, I moved to Bloomington.
So now,
and the kids are 3 and 5.
And that's when you met Shelley, right? And
yep.
Senator Yoder, we were just talking about. I've learned that you guys have been friends for a long time. So I've been checking up on you. But so obviously you made a connection with the assessor somehow, right? And ended up in that office. Were you there for a long time before you ran? Or?
I had a friend who was a commissioner, and he said, "Why don't you come and work in the commissioner's office, see if you like it?" So I loved it. Worked in the commissioner's office.
Was that your first exposure to politics?
That was my first exposure.
To politics?
Yes, to politics and to government and to working with people.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
I love it too.
I met someone who is elected and working really, really hard in their office to do good things, build things, make sure people have resources that they need. I mean,
isn't that awesome?
It's amazing.
Agree.
And
plus, every couple of years you have races you can get involved in, and they're so fun. Except for when you lose. When you lose, it sucks so bad. But when you win, everything was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's so worth it.
So
it's worth losing. It's worth going through the process and losing too.
I tell you what, I'd never lost before I ran in 2020 for Congress. I'd run multiple times. I won every election. I was of the opinion I'm never going to lose. Right. Yeah. And then I lost. And we started this podcast. I bought 2 Mustangs, but it was good for the soul. And if I lose again, we have no room in our driveway anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So yeah, but I think it's good for the soul. What made you pull the trigger? So obviously going from an employee in the assessor's office to running against the chief treasurer, the chief deputy of the treasurer's office. I mean, that's a big decision.
Yeah.
So who convinced you? Did you have mentors that were like
that I kind of decided to do on my own. I had helped people who had already run. I kind of knew the ropes a little bit, and I knew people who were involved. I knew I had a really good chance, and that I just had a feeling that I should try this. It kind of was definitely stepping outside my comfort zone.
Good for you.
And something like nobody in my family had ever.
That's
were like,
awesome.
"You are crazy," and people still say that to us, right? You're crazy for running. I'm crazy for running.
You're gonna be the Indiana treasurer.
Yeah. But you have to do something that's crazy if you feel like you've got all these ideas up here that you just have to get out.
That's right.
You have to tell people what you want to see. You think you see somebody who's running for state senator or, and for Congress, and you're like, they're not doing the right thing. I see somebody who's running for treasurer, and I'm like, they have no idea what they're doing.
That's right.
Like, and I'm sorry, I know you have good intentions, but you don't know what you're doing.
So let me ask you a question. Was the chief deputy, was it male or female?
Male.
Male? See, the thing that's interesting to me is, obviously, I've been, going around the state of Indiana and Monroe County. I was informed when one of my first visits there, which a couple of years ago, all countywide elected officials are women, right?
I believe so. The surveyor is a male.
There you go.
Oh,
All right.
but and then the mayor of Bloomington's a male,
And the
Hamilton,
mayor,
Mayor
but
Hamilton.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So, like,
a lot of women.
yeah, and the judges.
Yes.
And, it's very, very dominated by female Democrats, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I
Right.
want to make that clear. I'm
No,
a big
I like
women's
to,
candidate.
I like to make that clear. And when we go around the state for county like county conferences, most county elected officials are women.
Really?
Yeah,
I know.
across the board.
No kidding.
Especially in the administrative offices, counties are run by women.
There you
That's
go.
funny. Lake
Interesting.
County's
LaTanya
sort of-
Spearman.
Marissa.
Yeah, Marissa, judge.
We've
a
got
lot of our
Peggy.
judges are women. Peggy
We got-
Katona.
Peggy,
there
yeah,
you
Peggy.
go.
For
Who's
sure.
the auditor here?
Well, currently
That's
it's John,
John,
but
but
Peggy's
they're
going to
about-
be the
yeah.
auditor.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
okay.
And Gina Pimentel,
Yeah,
recorder.
Gina, the recorder.
So
right.
there- yeah.
We're
Wow.
getting there. But Lake County's still sort of old-fashioned. It's
And-
dominated by old-fashioned politics still. I think
okay
For
I'm
guys
trying
to
to
get
change
elected,
it.
still.
No, I'm not anti-guy. Obviously, I'm a guy, okay? But I am the women's candidate. And I made that. Honestly, when I did that debate, Jessica,
Yeah.
there was, if you could have said, okay, give me one sentence, what is your goal you want to accomplish when you walk out of there? I wanted to walk out of there the women's champion. That was what we talked about. And I'm like, when I walk out of there, I just want 50% of the population to know I'm your candidate, right?
Yeah, and,
So-
and you did that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, we watched it on the kitchen table. Like, we had one of these up on the kitchen table with my son, who's 18, and he was like, "Man,
Did you tell him
Mayor
about it?
Tom killed it. Mayor
Yeah.
Tom killed it."
I love the fact how close we all are.
Yeah.
We have a good chemistry, all of
Yeah.
us,
My
right?
son loves you.
I love your son.
He thinks. Can I say this on the podcast?
You could-
about
oh,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the office.
I've already said
Whatever
way
you
worse.
want.
It's way worse.
I've said way worse, I promise.
Okay. My son, this is, podcast world. My son said that Mayor Tom is the Michael Scott of politics.
Wow.
I don't know who Michael Scott is, but I'm running with
From
him.
the
Office.
office. Because
Really?
my son
Is he the
loves,
main boss?
Yeah, it's
he's
Steve
the
Carroll.
boss. He's very, very sweet. He does so many things
I like
wrong,
that.
but he has a heart
My-
of gold.
Things wrong.
I don't know anything
podcast.
about. I don't know anything about
Oh my
pop culture.
God.
I once introduced myself to Jessica Biel
Jill is
And-
cringing.
at the DNC. At the DNC.
in front of hundreds of people. I was like, I'm going to introduce myself to Jessica Biel, and we're all looking at Jessica Biel because it's one of my buddies' like crush, right? And so everybody's like, do it. She's got bodyguards. I'm like, I got this. Don't worry. And, I'm brave. So I walk up. Everybody's watching me, and I walked up to the wrong woman and introduced myself to her.
Oh.
I walked up
I
to
don't remember who it was.
Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas.
There you go.
Because it
That's
was,
right.
and everybody was like on the ground laughing at me.
Oh my God.
She was so offended. I was like, "Hi, Jessica. My name's Tommy Turvis." She's like, "Jessica's over there, dude." It was
It's like, what the?
true story.
It happened.
I don't know shit about pop culture, but I know a lot about government.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a government. I'm the same way.
I'm a
I don't
nerd.
know anything
I'm a
about
government nerd like
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
fellow nerds.
So Jessica, let me ask you, because we've asked this to all the statewides, and you're from a beautiful part of the
Yes,
state.
I know
So
you're
I want to
going there.
know
This is a good
what has
question.
been your favorite part of traveling around the state, like discovering
besides
what
Hammond,
area.
besides Hammond, obviously.
Besides the Courtyard Marriott in
Hammond.
We don't
Hammond.
want to. Besides Hammond, let's just because it's not fair to all the other places in
That's
Indiana.
true.
Right.
And we
So-
don't want to influence you by saying Hammond
Right.
because the mayor's
Right,
here.
right.
So what's
Oh.
been your favorite part of discovering
Yes.
Indiana?
I like
well,
this.
after Hammond,
Okay.
after Hammond,
right.
I love the little river towns down in the southern
I
part
was
of the
just there
state.
yesterday.
And you had
gorgeous, isn't
an
it?
amazing crowd.
I know.
I'm
Oh my
a
gosh.
little jealous.
That was awesome. The
Yeah,
Mad Women.
Yeah, and that
Jessica.
picture that was packed.
I mentioned you guys. I always do every stop.
know.
So Madison,
I
New
talk about
Albany, all the little
Yeah.
Tell City, all these right,
Yes,
places
yes,
along
yes.
the river.
All
Right.
of those.
Boonville.
That's okay. I like that because my favorite. I was asked, and I said Cicero, but what I didn't realize is I needed to drive through Brown County Park, and I went
Yeah.
through Nashville, and I was like, definitely, if I was going to live another place in Indiana, I would definitely live down there. I see why Linda Lawson moved there. Actually,
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
gorgeous. You
You know
drive
Linda
down
Lawson,
these-
right?
Oh yeah,
She's-
Linda's
yeah,
Yeah.
she's a Hammond girl.
Linda's badass.
She's awesome, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Our state rep for ever.
My whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
She
she's
was
awesome.
I would walk into the State House and she'd be like, "McDermott, you asshole, get over
Yeah.
here!" It's like in front of
so
all this
funny.
stuff. She would do it every time,
Every
like yell
time.
at me,
Yeah.
"Get over here, you asshole!" I'm
And
like,
she'd say, "There's my
"I'll be right
paper
there.
boy."
I'll
And
be right there, Rep.
Right? She just calls me her paper boy because
Yeah.
I was.
Linda's the best. We love Linda. Anybody that knows
love
Linda knows
Linda.
that that's how Linda is.
I
That's
love
Linda.
Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I know Linda pretty well now after we started, and Linda loves to give my wife a hard time. She's like, "Jessica's so hot. You're so lucky." And like she like makes all these
He's
really
like, what the-
inappropriate
Linda's like-
comments about
he's
my
like,
body.
"Thanks for telling
Yeah.
That's Linda.
Holy
Holy
crap.
Linda.
Yeah, right.
There's
And
Linda.
he's like,
I think
fair, fair.
he's a secret fan of Tom McDermott. I think she was
He's
wearing the McDermott shirt the other day, right?
yeah. She's
I
she's
saw
a big
that.
big fan.
Got
Speaking
it.
of
I'm
shirts,
I'm a fan of his also.
Jessica's shirt is is that Tigers?
Yes, I got
That's
my Tiger
fantastic.
shirt on. Yes,
I like it.
Thank
It's a
you.
cool shirt.
That's awesome.
Thank
Love
you very
it.
much.
By the way,
Yeah.
Jessica, we have your website in the chat. Thank you, Lindsay Hake, for putting that
Thanks.
in the chat. I was just looking at your platform online. You're running on some cool.
Thanks.
Look at this one. Serve underbanked Hoosiers, decrease dependence on payday loans, high interest predatory lending, saving Hoosier residents $100,000 by creating a network of affordable local banks and credit unions.
Yeah. This is something
Fantastic.
that other treasurers in other states are doing. It's not like we don't have to recreate the playbook. Indiana could be just as good as other states that help people who
figure.
don't have access to banks.
Wow.
Is there a
we
national
need.
group
Shocker.
of treasurers that are helping you? Because I know like there's a national group of Secretary of States. Is there a national group of treasurers?
There is a national group of treasurers, but they've been a little bit hands off. Yeah.
You know? Okay. This leads to a bigger, because Destiny's getting the same treatment that you're getting, that I imagine Zanae's getting, that I'm getting from the Nationals, and that our congressional candidates, they lost faith in our state.
Yes.
In our Democrats.
Yes.
And we're paying the price for it.
Yeah, we are. They put a big red stamp here, but they never come here. They never talk to us. They don't know anything about our voters, and they don't know anything about our state. That's why.
I know.
Yeah, they need to meet us.
I know.
They need to come on the
We are a
trail with
badass ticket.
We're a
It's
badass
such
ticket.
bullshit. Jessica, I hate it. Like I thought it was
We're
just
not even like pink. You know, we see
No.
those like those graphics where
I
like
know.
they have the states and they're different
funny?
colors. Yeah, we're just like
Well, dude, in
red.
my race, they talk about, and I'm sure this happens to you also. It's just like it's a foregone conclusion that Todd Young is going to win. It's like, are you freaking crazy? People hate this guy.
Yeah.
We
It's
don't
like
have
they
to-
don't even want to talk. It doesn't even matter what words come out of my mouth anymore. With a
Yeah.
lot of the members of the national media, in particular political reporters, that just focus on the amount of money that's raised, and
Yeah.
they don't care about anything else.
And
you
they
know?
think if there isn't money raised, that they've written off. That the election should be just written off. And that's the joke about it. If you don't have a national plan, which in my opinion, the National Party does not have a national plan.
Yeah.
Or if you go top down instead of bottom up,
Yeah.
that's where you're going to fail.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the thing that kills me is I supported Joe Biden when he was running for president. I held an event for him in Hammond. We put 5,000 people in there.
Yeah.
Hammond was important to him.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Washington, D.C.
Exactly.
And we're not important at all. Indiana's not even important to him.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not important to him. I'm not important to him. I'm running against a guy that slams him at every opportunity, and they could care less. And I'm mad at the president about this. I'm certainly mad at the DSCC. And by the way, when I get there, Jessica, I am going to have a chip on my shoulder. I know who supported
You
me.
won't have any debts
Hoosiers,
to pay.
women.
Right,
I do
right.
not owe anything to anybody. I'm going to go in there and fight for Indiana.
What I think
Wow.
is so cool about running in Indiana is that we are just regular people. We don't own huge corporations. We're not billionaires, millionaires.
Except for Lockpod. It's a
Exactly, yeah.
This
I mean,
huge ethical
that
concern.
we can run statewide in this state. And we're really, really good candidates, but we don't have billionaires behind us. And we are still doing the work. We're still doing the same work that they're doing over in Illinois, with these $1 billion or $1 million races. But we are just regular people. And Hoosiers want just regular people running. They don't want billionaires
Exactly.
running.
And they don't want
And
people
that's
that are
what we're doing.
fake.
But we don't get any respect and we don't get any support because we don't have those millions behind us.
Well, you're going to get respect and support after November 8th.
So, Jessica, if I wanted to donate to you, how do I do that?
I have an amazing ActBlue page with this picture of me
There
on
you
it.
are.
Yes.
And then is there a website people can go to that are listening?
www.jessica4Indiana. Jessica, F-O-R, Indiana.
.com.
JessicaForIndiana.com. Easy to remember.
I want to tell you guys a really funny story about
Yeah.
this picture. So I put
I
this
love
out
this
on
picture. That's a
great
great
picture.
It's
go
a great
around
picture.
and I
of
put
you.
it out on tables at all the events we go to, and I come over and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Jessica McClellan. This is me." And I'm on their table. I'm running for state treasurer, and a lady said to me, "Oh, that doesn't really look like you." And I said, I was trying to be funny and like make a joke, and I said, "Well, the campaign has really aged me."
before and
she
after.
goes, yeah.
Get out of here. That
Yeah,
sucks.
I agree.
She's like, yeah, it must be rough.
It's
like
rough.
when
You
we
look
pulled this
very
one out
pretty
of
in that
Tom.
picture, and
It's
you
like
look
this.
very pretty in person. Okay.
This
This is the before
okay,
and
but
after.
here's
of
the
me.
difference. Yeah, this is Tom. How many years ago,
Holy.
Tom?
Yeah, I was like 30 something. I had
This
to
is me
change.
in May 2022.
It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. I love this picture. Honestly, I wouldn't change one thing about our statewide ticket.
No, I think I should put my picture of me when I was 21 years old
Right,
on here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was controversial when I changed headshots right in the middle of the campaign.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I remember that. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a new Tom picture.
Yeah,
Look
it's
what
like
we-
the before and after. So,
Well-
Jessica, thank you for being an awesome candidate and for being a great campaign sister. And
Yeah.
you, Destiny,
Yeah.
and Zanae have been like sisters to me, and I love all of you, and I can't wait to help you win. And
Me too.
we're gonna
I-
high five together in Indianapolis when we win this thing.
Yes, exactly. Thanks for having me on. This is a really cool thing. You guys have been doing
Thanks.
this for so long. You're
7 seasons.
professionals. Yeah, 7 seasons, and I mean, all that advertising money has made you guys really.
Yeah, right. A lot of political
I mean-
favors involved there.
Yeah,
let me
it's
tell
obvious,
you.
yeah.
That was
So I was
sarcasm,
really-
Indy Star. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you have to.
Sarcasm
Yeah.
about yeah.
Yeah, right.
I
They,
mean-
you know, what's funny? We did one bit where I was
Disclaim.
talking about we were going to be Wayne's World. We were being
Yes!
funny, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
have all these corporate ads and everything
You said, "I'm gonna
totally
be a
sold
sellout,"
out.
yeah.
They quoted me on
I
that
know.
stupid
I was
article.
like,
I'm like,
what?
what?
I know.
That was a
Really?
great joke.
That was a really great joke.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part was? They said they had to like dig through all the episodes to see like, advertising.
Yeah.
I felt really
Oh.
bad for that person.
The interns are
Can
like,
you imagine
God, I hate
the
my
torture?
job.
No.
I have to listen
Well,
to every
Who would
episode.
listen to this crap, man?
I read that. Yeah, I loved that quote in the article too, and I was like, okay, so they listen to all these episodes, and there must be a list in here of all their advertisers. No,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
anyway,
Thank you.
listen.
This is your,
Thanks for coming
This
on.
is Jessica's second appearance on
Jessica
Lock-
for Indiana.com. Jessica,
Yes.
FORIndiana.com. Go
Thanks
donate.
for appearing on Lockpod. It's great to
thanks
see
for
you,
having
Jessica.
me. All right.
And we're going to go ahead and just wrap up right
Wrap
now,
it up,
right?
Locomotive.
Thanks, Vaz, for another great
Hey.
show and another sound effect added to the board. We got to add that Todd Young one permanently.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
An
definitely.
unfortunate presentation that just was.
The whole show was
the
pretty
whole show. We should do
unfortunate.
that at the beginning and end of
Yeah,
each
from now
show.
on, yeah. Every time we close out the show.
That is gold. I mean, that
It
is
is
gonna
gold.
that's gonna change the whole trajectory of this podcast. I'm predicting it now.
The great thing is he was talking about me.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
It's
like
like,
every time you say something, we just play
What
it.
an unfortunate presentation.
That
Yeah.
was.
Jill, it's great to see you. Thank you for being here again.
Yeah.
And just consider yourself lucky you're not paying the taxes on this mega conglomerate.
Mega million.
Like a tertiary.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're an
Not a
important.
moderate.
You're an important.
I'm going to give
part.
you my ownership interest just so you can
Just
get
so
all
you
the
can pay the
credit.
tax
Yeah.
bill. It's retroactive to.
Hard pass on that.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. The caboose.
Welcome.
Appreciate
Job,
you.
Caboose.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then coming from the Locomotive, welcome to Lockpod. Thank you for listening again. We are Belgium's top-rated podcast for a reason. So we'll be back on the air on Tuesday, and thank you again to Jessica McClellan, Jessica for Indiana, Indiana's next state treasurer. Take care, everybody. Lockpod is out.